2024, you're celebrating 10 years.
Yes.
How has it been?
Well, it's not been easy, all right? It's not been easy, but we thank God that we are where we are right now. But it's also been exciting. I wouldn't swap this experience for anything.
Okay.
All right, I absolutely wouldn't. I mean, it's not like there are no jobs that maybe would pay better than what we do here. But for me, it's the joy that what I do brings to me. It just gives me a lot of amazing joy. You know, having to show up and be a solution to people's problems and help them through their personal crisis, transactions, advising them on how to set up stuff. I think it's quite incredible. I'm glad that I embraced the difficulty that I saw as a challenge. You know, said, okay, we can maybe turn something positive out of this, and you know, every year you see that you are making progress. Yes. You know, moving ahead. So yeah, we thank God for His grace.
Like I said, 10 years is quite a long time. Have you ever had those moments where, okay, I'm speaking from a point of experience.
Yes.
Starting a company, and then there are days literally there's no money.
Yes. Yes.
But you have to keep going.
Yes.
You have to show up for your client's job.
Yes.
But you know, you don't have any penny on you.
Yes.
And it's like you've hit rock bottom.
Yes.
How do you navigate this?
Yeah. So yeah, the initial years initial months were particularly tough financially. I had, my wife at that time, who is now my partner here, was lecturing at Chancellor College, and she had to pump in money on more than one occasion because there just basically been no money to pay. And I had a very lean staff complement. I think I only had a process server and 2 interns who later on, of course, were fully employed. But just to sustain the operations, and remember, I wasn't paying rent because my uncle had basically gifted the office space to me. But it was still difficult, I sometimes when you imagine how we could have done this if we were having to pay rent and do whatever it is going to be, but it can be very difficult running something. I always tell people that being a managing law consultant means that I worry about the next paycheck the moment I pay people. Yes. Yeah, because the moment I pay people, I'm worrying about. Like now we've paid people for March, and I'm thinking already, okay, April. Where are we getting the funds to pay people in April? So I mean, it's not easy, but I think maybe life would be boring if everything was easy. So it's a challenge. Yeah, you embrace it. You do stuff, and yeah.
You've mentioned the grace of God a number of times.
Yes.
How big, or from you growing up to this point, on what position have you seen God or the element of worship in your life, broadly from your young age to now?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think every day I see the hand of God, and yeah. I had an encounter in 2002. That's when I got born again when I was in Pwezi, right? And your journey sometimes in deeps. But 2002, that's when I got born again, and I think got to know God at a very deeper level, I mean, I put down everything else that we've been able to achieve through just His enormous grace. Yeah, I don't believe in luck myself. I think I believe in grace, which when it meets hard work and personal discipline, can have amazing results. Yeah, and I think my story would be summed up by that: the grace of God,
yes,
plus maybe hard work, discipline, and but not luck. I don't.
You don't believe
I don't believe in luck.
You've spoken about your wife.
Yes.
Where did you meet? How did it start?
Chancellor College. Chancellor College. Yeah. So I don't know whether it was. I would be lying if I said this was love at first sight, but I saw her from a distance. She had, so just like me, she also came through poly. And she'd come to sit for her entrance exams.
So that was after you had already gone?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I was now in year 2, and they were trying to empanel year 1. And there were these girls that had come from the poly to sit for those. I saw her from a distance. I was like, that girl is pretty.
Yeah.
You know, so I asked her, what's her name? You know, there was a lot of interest. What's her name? That's Hilda. I was like, oh, okay. Wow, she's really amazing. Yeah, but she had a boyfriend at the time, so. I didn't even try. I didn't even try. No, I didn't even try because they're like, okay, you know, she's taken. Yeah. So I said, I kind of respected that. Yes. And I also, you know, I think lacked the confidence maybe to ask a girl out, you know. So to my hope from a distance. Okay. Yeah. But I asked her out in, I think 2007. Yeah. So, and then the rest, as I say, is history. We got married in November 2014. Yeah. And
with your family now, how many children?
Yeah, we've got 3. Okay. Got 3 kids now. Yeah. 2
that.
boys and 1 girl.
Okay. What is it like now from the perspective of your profession? You're working with someone who's also a partner in the business.
Yeah.
How does that come together?
It's all right. I know a lot of people have got problems. Okay, not problems, but they're curious to learn how we make it work. Yes. And like, okay, so if you've got problems at home, do they, you know, how do they? But we try to be very professional. This is a professional setting. There are 3 partners now, so it's not just the 2 of us. So even decisions relating to where we take the firm and we just made by her and me. We, you know, there's a 3rd partner that is involved. That's the kind of model we have. It's never just going to be me and her, or, you know, we want to bring in as many people as possible and grow this thing. Yeah, so we've tried to put in place structures to make it really professional in terms of systems for managing people, managing staff, managing clients, and so on and so forth, right? But yeah, you just have to decide to be professional, to draw lines. This is what we do here, is what we don't do. So here it's you know, she's a colleague. Yes. She's a colleague. We'll discuss, okay, how we go about this assignment. You know, at home we are you know, husband and wife, but in this setting, we are professional colleagues first and foremost.
Earlier you mentioned of the problem, but now what is the beauty of it, from your perspective?
The beauty of it is I don't have to. I mean, she knows where I am most of the times. Okay. And my job is very demanding in terms of time that I have to invest in it, all right? So most of the times, she will leave me here. Okay, she'll leave me here, and she'll also find me here, all right? So she leaves me here. I'm usually the first person in, the last one out. So she knows where I'm at. If I was married to a teacher or a banker, I would have to explain myself over and over again what I'm doing, because you know, the absences from home tend to be prolonged. Yeah, I mean, the other thing would perhaps then be that there is a lot of transparency in terms of, you know, resources, what. She knows exactly how much I make, because I mean, you know, she's here, so nothing is hidden. Yeah, which is what some people thought I was crazy for. You know,
yeah.
I mean, why would you work with your wife? I mean, she will know how much money you make. So I was like, okay, so what's wrong with that? I have never got any clear answer to that question, simple question. Yeah, but there are a lot of people who said, no, you're crazy. You really, you're just nuts. You know, no one does this.
And on the flip side, I'm also thinking you also understand her when it is demanding, because she's
also
a lawyer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not just like my wife is not present in the house.
No, not at all, not at all. She, there'll be times when she has to run and do certain kind of work which is really demanding. She has to travel, and you understand. Okay, so maybe I need to go home earlier because she has to do this.
Yes.
I need to maybe do the school runs, and because you know that your time is just as precious as hers. There's no reason why she should be so I try to take whatever burden I can offer so that she can also thrive as a professional. So you're right. It works both ways, I guess.
In building a family, why is it best that as partners like that you're able to build each other, like for young couples watching you now?
Yes. I go back to the Bible. I think you're supposed to be helpers. Okay? She comes in to help you, but really, I think the relationship must be complementary, or you're complementing each other. Where I'm strong, I'm covering her weakness. Where she's strong, she's covering my weakness. All right? Your spouse is not supposed to be your competition. All right? You're not in competition. I mean, if she makes more money than you, I mean, it's all right, you know, because perhaps you spend more time with the kids, and you know, for her to make more money, she can't spend as much time with the kids, you know. If she's getting promotion at work, and you know, you in a way you rise and fall as one.
Yes.
Right? So I don't get this vibe, you know, where people feel threatened by the success of their spouse. It is your success. I mean, it's
You're sharing.
yeah, you know. So, but it takes some level of maturity for people to get to that space where they no longer, you know, feel threatened by, you know. Of course, it also depends on the what kind of dynamics people bring to the relationship. You know, we're a very patriarchal society, and so if especially where the lady has got a much more prominent career, it's not as easy for most males to, you know, kind of handle that. Yeah, but for me, you must be comfortable in your own skin. I always say, if your self-worth has got a validation from any other place than from within you, you're in trouble. Okay, because you always be chasing that which firms you up, which validates you, tells you you're worthy. You know. But if you yourself are a believer in your own worth, you won't need the world to tell you that you matter. You know. So, and there's something within the marriage setup. You don't want to feel threatened because your wife is doing bigger cases, or the cases or instructions that she has done, have brought in millions of questions. You know, just be happy. You know, we'll go up together, right?
We're growing together.
Yeah.